feel like this is a good spot. I don't know why I'm getting a weird feeling, but we all ready to go?
Yeah, everything's all locked up. Just gotta unchock and kind of get everybody buckled up. I think we're good to go.
What's in the lunch pail?
A few snacks. We're, I think, driving a few hours today, so the last thing we want to do when we arrive anywhere is be a little hangry. So we got some apples and Cliff Bars and snacks for Chase and some waters. I think it'll get us by. At least for a little while.
We can hop on that plane right there and go to Mexico. No, we're just kidding. We're gonna continue this lifestyle. Do you like my shirt? We just went golfing. Let's double check everything. We gotta turn the camera on. This is my like backup type camera. See if we have enough juice in it, but it's clipped, ready to go, locked, secured. We just gotta unchock and take off. So we're continuing our journey to California, and sure enough, we are headed to Petrified Forest from Albuquerque, New Mexico on Highway 40 West, the interstate. And we initially thought we were going to be camping at this free spot, which we found on like overlander.com, some app, and it was supposed to be like 5 minutes from an entrance to the Petrified Forest. And as we get closer and closer, we realized that that exact address is like 20 miles out of the way. So we made a small detour at our last fuel up, which was about 30 miles ago, and we're headed in a new direction. Still west though.
So we are going to attempt to find this other location for free camping, which is called, I think, Petrified Forest Dispersed Camping. So it kind of sounds like it might be just like a dirt road pull-off type thing, but it's actually supposed like people camp there. So we're gonna try it out, and it's before the actual Petrified Forest. So if it doesn't work out, we still have some options to go, but hopefully it'll work for at least tonight.
All right.
All right.
We made it.
We made it
To where?
to
The side of the road.
Almost the Petrified Forest.
we made. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. We made it
Cheers.
to Petrified Forest. Almost there, but we got here safely.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
Pretty good. All right. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Yep, so we are headed to the Petrified Forest. Chase is very excited. We're gonna see some old stuff, very old, but I will say about 10 minutes before exit 320 off I-40 West, pretty good campsite for the most part. It wasn't the most level spot, but relatively quiet. We didn't have any neighbors, and it has a really good road to run. I don't know if you can see it, but it goes way out there. You run for miles out there and you won't see anything. It was pretty remarkable this morning. If you do go in the fall or the winter, bring some layers because it's a little chilly, but excited for the Petrified Forest. Pull the chocks and we'll head on out of here.
Great. Would be accurate descriptions for this land during the Triassic period. At that time, this area resided on the supercontinent Pangaea at approximately 10 degrees north of the equator, the same latitude as present-day Costa Rica. As Pangaea broke apart, the North American continent drifted northward. 218 million years later, Crystal Forest is at 35 degrees north latitude. The Colorado Plateau uplifted slowly over millions of years, raising the parkland about a mile above sea level. This is why the park is so arid today. If Crystal Forest had not moved and uplifted, it would still be a forest, much like the rainforest of Costa Rica.
Well, just finishing up our tour here at Petrified Forest National Monument. Chase is full of energy, but Kate, how would you rate it?
I wasn't sure in the beginning, but I think the south entrance, I guess, the farther we got, the better the views got. The petrified logs and like the blue, what were they called? Mounds? I can't remember, but really, really cool views. I'd rate it. I think it's something that is worth coming to see.
I personally think it's just, you have to come here. It's absolutely, it's just history preserved in its weirdest, craziest form that, you know, you're driving down I-40 and you'd never know this stuff was here until you stop and just take 4 or 5 hours and enjoy it all. So
it's literally amazing to see like the way that they've preserved it, like, untouched.
all right, just got done staying the night at Petrified Forest at one of these free campsites. See what Chase is doing. Sounds like he's being a dinosaur, but just wanted to show you the free option. So you might notice there looks like there's power hookups, but they don't work. But the cool thing about this place is it's all surrounded by petrified like wood. It's like pretty remarkable. Then there's a museum, a gift shop, and I don't know. It was a beautiful night. It was freezing, but it was well worth the fee, which was nothing. Cell phone signal wasn't the best, but for a free night, especially when it was getting late after we visited the Petrified Forest, it was well worth it. And Chase is talking to birds now. Anyways, pretty cool spot. We're going to head about an hour up Highway 40 to a new free camp spot, which hopefully will be a little bit more level. We'll be able to take some showers. I'll be able to bust out the generator, and we'll be able to pull up Starlink to be able to upload some more videos and edit a podcast. So stick around. Stick around. So after we left Petrified Forest, we hopped over, got some fuel, and now we're headed to, and coffee, can't get the big gulp, and we are headed to Two Guns Ghost Town. It's supposedly like an abandoned town. It's got like an abandoned museum, I think. An abandoned zoo. It's got some weird funky things about it. And we didn't really want to drive too far today because we are going to be going into Flagstaff and probably heading up to maybe the Grand Canyon. And we just needed an area that wasn't too far away that we could boondock for free, but also an area that we could fire up our generator. We haven't fired up our generator this entire trip. And we need to be able to charge certain things like camera batteries, be able to, make more coffee for someone, and be able to run the thing without disturbing a bunch of people. We're pretty conscious about that. Last night we were planning on firing up the generator, but it's as quiet as it is advertised. It's still pretty loud, and
we also got into camp a lot later than we expected. We spent a lot more time in the park, which isn't a bad thing. Luckily, the park was our campsite was right outside of the park, so we didn't have to drive too far after that. So we decided just to stay hooked up and drive somewhere a little bit more secluded today to kind of get everything set
So when we show up to something that's a bit abandoned, we like to walk it first and make sure there's nothing that will surprise us when we pull in. Because ideally, a nice flat piece of pavement would be perfect, but if it's littered with like nails, probably don't want to park there. So, I'm gonna take a look. Looks pretty cool though. Feel like this is a good spot. I don't know why I'm getting a weird feeling, but I just feel like we're attracting a lot of attention to ourselves, parked literally right outside an abandoned gas station, and I don't know. Maybe it's just, I don't know, I'm just getting weird feelings, and I don't know. I don't like the weird feelings, so we're gonna try and find a different spot. So we're gonna turn this beast around and drive up the gravel road, because I think there's a couple trailers already here, and I don't know why they chose not to camp here, and I think it's for a reason.
You think, like, if we parked here, maybe our trailer and truck might be part of the graffiti art by morning?
Maybe. And so now I'm driving down a dirt road that I don't really know where it goes, and that makes me even more nervous, but
I offered to run down this road and just kind of check it out at the end, but JC insisted that it's going to be fine, so we're going.
Yeah. You know how, like, I have a saying, like, I like to be around chaos, I just don't want to be involved in it. Like, I like to observe it from a distance, and that's just the feeling I'm kind of getting. So I like to be kind of a couple hundred yards away from the chaos. So as I'm editing this YouTube video, I'm realizing that we didn't really understand the history behind the location of Two Guns in Arizona. And I just did a quick Wikipedia Google search, and sure enough, that feeling I was getting at Two Guns was because it was the site of a mass murder of Apaches by their Navajo enemies in 1878. The murder site is referred to as the Death Cave. I let my family camp at the Death Cave. And not to mention Billy the Kid and his outlaw gang hid in the ruins of the stone house in the coral on the west rim of Canyon Diablo, across from Two Guns. Had no clue. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Good luck.
Thanks.
Got your level?
Yeah. Alright. I've been struggling with this. Getting level left to right and front to back and getting squared up. So we're gonna try this. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna set you down over here.
Hope no dump trucks come in here at 5 in the morning going, can you get the hell out of the way? But, yeah. Good job. Hey, check and see if it has gas. So we went with the Furman 33, I think it's 3,300 watts. Anyways, it'll power our entire trailer. It's got a 30 amp plug-in. It'll run the air conditioner. It'll run everything inside the trailer. That's kind of what we wanted. Plus, the difference between power was only $100. So we could have gotten a smaller one, which I'm sure that's probably what we should have done, because this thing is a beast and it's a lot heavier than the 2,200 watt generator. But I figured this generator's probably gonna live with us for probably the next like 10 years. So we might as well get something big enough that will power even a bigger trailer if we need it. And it'll power the trailer right now. But it is awfully heavy. But we haven't used it, so kind of forgot how to start it. And now you turn the gas on, pull the choke out. So it's relatively quiet, it's just not that quiet.
Dances with the devil, your power isn't special. We don't fit on your canvas, we burn it all to ashes now. 'Cause we are the outlaws.
So we just finished up one night at the Two Guns abandoned ghost town zoo gas station. And I will say, if you're on I-40 and you need a place in between, you know, the Petrified Forest and Flagstaff, it's a pretty nice spot. If we had more water and we didn't need to dump our black and gray tank, we probably would have stayed a couple more nights. It's a pretty unique spot. It's relatively quiet, especially if you get off past kind of behind the piles of dirt. You don't really hear anything, and you can run a generator and not bother anyone, and that's what I think I enjoyed the most. We ran the generator probably 7-8 hours, charged everything up, heated up the trailer, and it was pretty successful. So now we're going on a short little hike to some of these abandoned buildings. I'm assuming they're really, really old, and should be exciting. Should be fun. It's our first little family short hike, right?
Ready for it, please?
Yeah.
You excited?
Right there.
I think this is where the cave is.
Oh, I think so. Really think so? I think this is the entrance It's a cave.
I think it is.
Yeah. Is it safe to go in?
It doesn't really look
I
like
don't think so, buddy. See the cave down there?
Yeah. But is it safe to go?
It's not.
Oh.
Sorry.
I wish. At least we got go into this big building. Oh man!
Look at this crevice.
Come on.
Come here, buddy. Sometimes I feel like we're amateur explorers or making a what's that?
Movie?
Yeah, what's that horror movie that was filmed with like iPhones? Like Blair's Witch Project.
Right.
Oh my gosh, we found your new house!
Oh my goodness, this is people been here.
People used to live here, buddy.
Yeah.
People also litter.
Yeah. Which I think this is their trash.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah. Look at this. Look at that.
What is it, buddy?
Keep going. Right where? It's down the cement
It's thinking about the abandoned Mountain Lion Zoo.
mountain lion behind me. I think it's pretty cool. It's crazy that it's just like all the buildings are still like the structure kind of still there, but it's just weird because you got like this kind of eerie feeling that something's still out here. At least for me.
Yeah, I ran out here yesterday. Way out there. And it was definitely eerie. It was definitely a little awkward, to say the least. But how old do you think? This place has to be 100 years old.
That's crazy.
I mean, you could see the enclosures and like you could see where I guess the cats were housed, but just wild, just absolutely wild. And there's absolutely just giant holes in the ground that make you a bit nervous walking around here. So if you do come here, just be careful. Be careful where you step. Look out for rattlesnakes.
Don't go wandering around in the dark.
And most importantly, look out for
Mountain lions.